Hello and welcome everybody to the first video from DMAC from Backyard Gaming. Essentially this video is going to be about how to actually gold mine in FS22. So I looked around for ages trying to figure out or find a video of some description that showed me or instructed me on how to do gold mining. I mean, I've watched series from the squad, and again, big shout out from the squad. They did an amazing job with their gold farming series, or in the Yukon. Austin Farmer as well, shout out to him. He did a great little series, and I think he's still going. If you want to go check it out, I've got links down in the description to everything you're going to need and everything that you're going to require, especially or essentially the way I did it. After watching the squad do their gold farming series, curiosity didn't just get the cat, it literally bit it. I'm like, how do they do this? How is that possible? You know, how are they finding, stream pay? How are they finding pay dirt? How are they doing these test soil samples? How are they doing all sorts of stuff? And yes, curiosity did bite the cat, and the cat went off and found a whole bunch of stuff, which is the information that I'm going to pass on to you today. Also, everything, as mentioned before, is going to be in the description below with links, and you should be able to watch the videos that I watched to make all this happen. So without further ado, we shall continue with the informative video, I guess. Let me know if you like it. Thumbs up would be good. So you got to make your own farm to begin with, as obviously most things in this sort of segment, how the guys do RP and all sorts of content they create. Essentially everything is mods. You can't get away with not using mods. There's a link in the description to how to install mods. There's a link, while there are essentially everything that I've used is a publicly accessible mod. There are no private mods. Every single mod that you see here, and I'll have a bit of a scroll down here, is you can accessibly get it from any of the mod places that I've listed in the description. So things like Mod Hub, FS22. Big shout out to FS Miner. He's provided a lot of these mods, and essentially you will find everything you will need. Or if you can't find it, hit me up in the comments, and I'll do my best to either point you in the right direction or let you know how to get it. So loading up, this may take a while because of the mods that are installed. It does take a little bit longer than normal, but mods are your best friend. There are a number of mods that you will require, mainly two. The two biggest mods you're going to require is the map, so the Yukon Valley map. The map is key, and the second key is Terrafarm. Terrafarm is essentially how everyone does gold mining, gold farming. Essentially Terrafarm is what gives you or opens all the doors to make your own little mini RP series like the guys at the squad did, and essentially it also gives you the ability to do basically what I've done. You're going to see my little mine, not so little mine, and gives you the freedom to explore the gold mine stuff. Okay, I do apologize in advance. This is my first ever video, so bear with me, and hopefully I can give you all the information that you require to get your own little adventure or your own little gold mining prospects going. Maybe if you want to do an RP series like a lot of the guys out there are doing, essentially this is how you're going to do it. Moving forward, there's our little hut. This is where we live, our little hut. You're going to see a whole bunch of equipment in this farm. It's because it's all mods. I'm testing mods, I'm trying different mods out, I'm seeing how they work, what the best way to do things, essentially try and understand how other people are doing it. I show you there's obviously cars that I've tried, mining equipment, you will see lots of mining equipment. There's all my excavators here. There's trailers, there's gold wash plants, there's garages, there's dozers over here, there's wheel loaders, front loaders, little collection, gold wash plant, little forklift, forestry equipment. We obviously dug into forestry equipment as well, and essentially that was to clear all the trees. We did find better ways in the end. The big cat 385C here, this is essentially what I use to mine all my stream pay or pay dirt, or in this case it's stream pay because I'm still using a sluice. Dozers, loaders, tippers, big Volvo tippers. There's a couple of other things I'm going to show you, some other mods which are quality of life mods, especially like myself who is a single player. If you have multiple friends that you can run a gold mine with, great, it's awesome. Get them in there, it makes life a ton load easier. Different trucks, there's obviously Kenworth, Peterbilt. I did try some tractors out, but you will see all the trailers, different types of trailers, expandable trailers, don't know if this is a correct term, but the low rider trailers, low loader I should say, with ramps, or the other system, not too sure what that's called. That's this yellow trailer over here. But there's a whole bunch of mods. These are all mods, and essentially I'll take you down to the mining operation that you can actually see how all this worked. I did start small, and then found better ways to do things, slowly but surely. Gold pallets loaded up on the back of the truck. This truck does use a mod called Autoloader. Essentially, again, quality of life, single player, does make life a little bit easier, and makes it more challenging if you got to go to the fork, move the fork, bring the fork, put it up, put it down, load it, and all sorts of other jobs and duties that need to happen in a gold mining operation. As you can see, there are a lot of moving components. It does make life a little bit easier when you start using quality of life mods. There's obviously conveyor belts, conveyor systems. There's the track loader there, or the track conveyor belt runs into the pickup conveyor belt and then off puts it out into the sluice. And essentially that's pretty much the operation. Now, we said mods. Mods is key. The map, Yukon Valley, you have it. Okay. Second thing you're going to need to do is learn how to enable cheat codes, cheat commands, the dev console. Dev console is a big help, especially when you've made maybe changes to terraforming. You need to reload vehicles without logging or shutting down the game, reloading, coming back in, saves a whole bunch of time. If you need to, obviously I was doing a whole bunch of testing. If you need to obviously go to the sale points and test pallets, you can spawn in pallets by just doing GS pallet add, and the item you want to add, it will spawn a pallet. As you can see, this does make life a little bit easier when you're trying to test spawn points, trying to test different active locations, sell points, routes. We'll talk about routes a little bit later on. That's obviously a quality of life mod that I am using to help me around. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Now you can see the difference when the guys do RP. They have already bought all the farmland. Okay, just like I have. I've bought all this farmland, which I'm technically expanding my gold mine and gold digging operations. But things like, as you can see, another good mod that the guys do show, and you need to appreciate people and teams like the squad that do the RP stuff. The RP stuff is very I'm not going to say it's difficult, but it's extremely time consuming. They plan for everything. They plan. There's a lot of planning. Everything you see and everything you experience as the person watching the series, where they find all the dozers, where they try start them up. That's all them RPing, and they need to obviously go and plant all those things in the fields that they're going to obviously purchase, and things that they purchase, in sense they use what's known. You don't see them doing any of this, but essentially per se, they will obviously purchase something for $1 million, and then you'll only see the transaction which happens. So up there you'll see where it says minus $1 million as a missed category, and they have then purchased that land, or they have purchased that dozer, or they have purchased the big equipment that they will use for that series. So you need to appreciate the fact that these guys go into a whole bunch of planning to bring you the content that they bring you. And I do encourage you guys to go and watch that content. Again, the link is in the description below. Watch that content. It's only 62 episodes. They are quite short, and it will bring you some laughter. It'll bring you some. You watch the guys, together, and it just makes the series complete, I guess. They all do very good together. The next thing I did mention was Terrafarm. Terrafarming, again, is key number 2. This is essentially what terrafarming does. I'm about to show you in this Cat 385C. Terrafarming essentially is what gives you the ability to dig up this stream pay, or produce stream pay from nothing. You do see your guys, or you see people speak about overburden when they're on the dozers and they're pushing stuff away. That's essentially, they're using Terrafarm to do that task, and also Terrafarm is also what brings them the stream pay, and Terrafarm is essentially what makes this physically possible. So if you look at the Terrafarm settings, this is something that you're going to get access to once you've installed the Terrafarm mod on the PC. The material that we want is essentially going to be stream pay, and once we activate stream pay, you'll know that a piece of equipment has Terrafarm on it, because if you look at the bucket on the 385C, there's those 5 little circles. Now those 5 little circles indicate that Terrafarm is available on that utility or that attachment. So we'll enable Terrafarm by pressing the O key. You'll see that on the top right hand side that the Terrafarm material and discharge material have now been illuminated in bold, and I'll turn it off again so you can see the difference. It just says that this is now on, and you can see that the colors on the bottom of the bucket have changed. A lot of these guys, when they're running RP series, they tend to hide all this information. They tend to hide this so that it's better for your viewing pleasure, that you don't have any of this stuff interrupting what they're doing and the actual story that they're trying to get across, which in turn is what makes the series. But again, as curiosity bit the cat, I needed to find out how do they do this. And now that we're in the dozer, in the excavator, you will see essentially what this does. So what we're going to do is obviously get the dozer controls, get them as good as, get them the way you like them. FS Miner has a lot of guides on these things, on real excavator controls, the difference between the ISO standard and the SAE standard, how it differs from each other, what controls the boom, the stick boom, the bucket. He uses actual Thrustmaster joysticks for his controls. I use a Xbox controller because it simulates the obviously the two joysticks and the ability to be able to have smoother operation of the tools, rather than increasing the DPS on my mouse to simulate smoother orientation and smoother maneuverability for this stuff to actually be performed. And you'll actually see something as simple as obviously dropping the boom, you know, the stick, and you'll see that the bucket essentially didn't fill up because I made one mistake. Under the Terraform material, you need to change that to show lower. Apologies for that. Now you'll obviously see the bucket will get filled up with stream pay. That's actually stream pay because obviously we selected stream pay earlier, and then we tap it into the back of the tipper. And then from the back of the tipper, we just rinse and repeat until you obviously fill up your truck with the desired material, and then you can then go and tip it in your stream pay pile. Like obviously, as you can see, my stream pay pile over here is where my wheel loader will pick up the stream pay, and then the stream pay will then get taken, put into the tippers. The tippers will then take it to the mine. I don't actually do that. Again, that's a quality of life. You'll see, we'll get into that next, but you'll see up the top there, just behind the tippers, you'll see those little green lines with the orange dots. So that's another mod called Auto Drive. Again, quality of life for me. I'm a single player, single person, running a big mining operation, and it literally just makes it an absolute truck ton easier for me. We'll just tip one more bucket. Let's fill that up completely. We'll tip one more bucket into the back of this Volvo. I think it's pretty sure it's the A40 or sorry, AG60 or G60. We'll have a quick look. These are really handy trucks. It's the Volvo A40G. That was close. So moving on from there, you will see, and we will ride with the driver. So we'll fill him up. We'll go turn auto drive on. And now he's waiting to be filled, and there's obviously a drop-off point that we have designated with all these green lines. You'll see there's a whole bunch of green lines over there. We'll actually follow him through, and we'll see there is a tutorial on how to use auto drive if you want to use auto drive. Again, the links are in the description below. And again, this is a quality of life mod. If you've got people that are going to play with you, or people that are going to join your gold mining experience, I say, or adventures or something along the lines, then you won't need these because you'll all be able to have a job to do. So we'll load this up. I really like this Volvo 350. It's probably the best that I've come across. Very responsive, easy to use, and you'll also notice that this loader also has Terrafarm enabled with those dots at the end of the bucket. So at the moment we're not using it because we're literally only picking up material. We don't need to create material, or we don't need to flatten the landscape, or we don't need to smoothen the landscape, we don't need to lower the landscape. So this guy, once he'll auto know, will know when he's full, and he will jump off and bail. And off he goes. We'll just follow him across and try and get into the cab with him. And you'll see that it follows the designated route which I've actually made for him. Don't look at my little maze and puzzle there. That's all for a specific reason. Every vehicle, from including the pickup from the gold, the drop off to the gold, to the, I just went over our pallet that we made before. Everything's got its own job. And that blue cross section there in the middle is what's known as a dual way carriage. Essentially one truck, because you saw two, one truck will wait until the other one's finished, and then proceed when the time's done. So I'll quickly go and turn that on, make sure there's room for this to fill. There is. So you'll see what he does. This is obviously an AI that's following the course. That's dropped this off, or going to drop it off actually, more to the point. And wait till he's done. So he's tipping all the dirt into the back of the track loader there, or the track conveyor. Pretty sure he's finished. Maybe not enough room. Yep, he's pretty much done. He's at 0%. And he'll literally go back and wait to be loaded up again. So he'll follow the course that's been set out for him. Because there's no one waiting, he doesn't need to give way. The other truck isn't actually running at the moment, as you saw. And he'll go back and he'll wait for his next load. And that is essentially my operation in a nutshell. That's essentially a lot of the stuff that you're going to require and a lot of the stuff that you're going to need to make this possible. Again, all the stuff that I've used, including things like Autoload in the trailers, Auto Drive, any of these quality of life mods, everything is in the description below, and everything is pretty self-explanatory. If there is something I've missed or another piece of detail that you do require or you want assistance with, please don't be afraid to leave me a comment, and I'll do my best to get back to all your questions and all your additional, if you want any additional information or anything you've got, please let me know. And goodbye for now. It's DMAC. See you on the next one. Thank you very much.